Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Laura with Stitchin with Laura. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody is having a great Sunday and a great weekend. Well, we, as you can see, are going to start this pillowcase thing that I got from Paint Some Way. I did get, they emailed me a copy of the thread key, so now we know what colors go where. So we'll just take it one color at a time. We'll see how this works. This is an 11 count. It is kind of difficult to hang on to it and try to stitch at the same time. And I think I got too fat of a needle. I just grabbed one off of here. I don't see anything that's too much more smaller. Hang on. Let's see. Well, that's about the same, so I guess we'll just have to deal for right now and see how it goes. Now, I did unzip the back, and I'm holding on to it in like a pincher grip to be able to stitch. Let's see if I can bring you down just a bit. Whoop. Trying not to bop, and then I hit it. We are special today. Holy cow. So how's your weekend going? Mine's been kind of a messed up weekend. If you want the honest goodness truth, I just got back from my daughter's. I went over there yesterday for a couple hours, and they were about ready to call it quits for the night. And then today, I got there from like, I got there at 9:30 this morning. And I just got home here about, half an hour, 45 minutes. It's a lovely day, and about a half an hour ago, the wind started picking up just a bit, but they're still at it. Grandma, she just about had enough. I played, my grandson, he was out there helping because he's 11. Oops. But my granddaughter, she was inside because she's still trying to get over strep. She's been on antibiotics since Monday, Tuesday of last week, somewhere in there. So we stayed inside and played on the Nintendo Switch while she was showing me around the new Donkey Kong game. We used to have Donkey Kong when my kids were little. So we went from, regular Nintendo to Super Nintendo to N64 to whatever came next. I have no idea. I think they were on their own by then. This is kind of difficult to deal with. I don't know how people make these. I just don't get it. Short of taking it completely apart. We'll see how big of a pain in the neck it really is. I need my thimble, because the material's kind of stiff, even though it's 11 count. I don't know if that makes it stiffer or less stiff. So yeah, we did that for, gosh, about 4 hours till my granddaughter, she finally wore out. She's sick, so she plays all the games. And she had just about had enough for one day. So we ended up watching Tangled in the end. She likes those singing songs or singing movies from Disney. So we watched that for a while, and I made her lunch, and she had a big bad peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Gosh, it was so difficult. What can I say? Because her mom was planning on having roast for dinner. Now, I just had my roast 2 days ago. fixed it, I think, on Friday. And had like roast and potatoes and carrots, that kind of thing. And then on Saturday, I took all the meat from the roast. Okay, let's see if we can do this way. There's got to be an easier way here. There we go. Now we're just going to do this. We're going to use our big old clips. Oh, that helped. Not happening. There we go. We'll just fold it up and put these crazy clips on there. Maybe it'll keep it open so I can hang on to it better. Because that pincher thing, this is a nightmare. Why did they put this together? I could have sewed 4 seams, honest. I don't know. It'll be different. I don't want to do this one's a partial. I don't want to have to do a full one because it gets all the way over here on this edge, and I don't know how they stitch it. I really don't. Am I missing something? Maybe I should have taken a tutorial. So I just thought we needed a little sit down and stitch and get your coffee and that kind of thing type of day, and just stitch, not worry about too much of anything. Now, last night I worked on the blue Chinese lady. That was fun. I did that until I couldn't see anymore. I had to go to bed early because I reset my clocks and I looked up and I'm like, oh, it must be like 12 o'clock now. So it took me forever to get to 12 o'clock on the new time. So I was kind of wore out. So I ended up going to bed about 1 o'clock old time. So I just had enough. Slept until about 7:30 this morning. And I watched, what did I watch? Oh, I watched this stupid movie. I mean, it was like a mini series, and it's called Letter to the King. It's not the one with, what's that guy? That other guy about, I don't know. It was about 4 or 5 kids that wanted to become knights, so they had to become novice knights first. Drinking coffee. And then they were supposed to go to their final initiation type thing. And they were supposed to stay in this room. Well, somebody came knocking on the door, real urgent like, and this one guy, or one kid, he knew he wasn't supposed to leave there. He answered the door, and so started his trek off to take this letter to the king. So it was about in 8 parts. I watched all of it. So it was alright. It wasn't something that I would watch again. You know, it was probably rated maybe PG-13, possibly. So, yeah. Fun times. So I ended up watching that, and I watched part of Morocco, Times of Love and War, or something like that, about the nurses that went to Africa, to Morocco. Yeah, I've seen it about 15 times. It's in Spanish. No que sea inglés. Habla español. No. That's it. And I probably said that wrong. Probably. Oh, goodness. So, yeah, I didn't do too much last night. Now, today I'm going to fix, not a hamburger patty, but hamburger with, it'll be turn out like a Salisbury steak. When I'm done, I put mushrooms and onions in, and then put the, what do you call it, the gravy to cover it so it won't be so dry. And I think I've actually got either some rice or some those instant Idahoan potatoes. I get 3 or 4 of them, then I don't have to get any for a long time. I'll have that with it to kind of mix it up. And I make 2 meals out of that because I fix a great big hamburger and then cook it. Okay, I gotta turn this over to get rid of the thread. And cut it. I don't know, it's kind of klutzy. But I'm just glad I got diamonds going everywhere. No, I didn't clean up that mess. My desk just needs to be cleaned off, period. Okay, let me flip it again. And get a new piece of thread here. So I worked several hours on my lady in the blue dress. It's going okay. It's just denser than it looks. A little bit of switching threads, but I'd go through one thread and then go get a different color, you know. So this only has about like 10 colors in it, so it won't. I'm gonna start over here and work our way. Make sure I'm going in the right direction. I have to look. Okay. Make sure it's all going in the same direction. Sorry. Holy crap. Is that hard to work on or what? We'll see how frustrated I get with this stupid project. I may take a seam ripper and open those seams there. I don't know. Just so I can work on it, maybe perhaps on one side. Don't know. Never sewed on a pillowcase before. This would be easier done diamond painting. Believe me. You wouldn't have to reach inside to do all the sewing. It might get broke down a little bit, you know, after I keep working on it, but we'll see. So that's about all I worked on yesterday. Just here and there. Didn't get a nap today, so that won't be happening. Yesterday I slept for like 2.5 hours in the morning, like I told you in the live. It kind of helped, but still at the end of the day I was pretty well pooped. Now tomorrow I don't have to be at work until 2, because I'm filling in for somebody, so I'll work 2 to 9 instead of 10 to 6, so we'll have a easy day to video, hopefully. Let's see, I didn't do much all 4 days that there's no football today. No nothing. It's been a glorious weekend. Could have gone somewhere, but they had to work on that pole barn they're trying to get put up. Fun times, let me tell you. Here's somebody running there. Oh, I think it's a motorcycle. It might be a, what do you call it? Chainsaw? I can't tell the difference. It sounds like a smaller motorcycle. Oh, well, those clips are at least holding everything in place. Kind of glad I got them accidentally, both, twice. I thought they were going to be those small clips, but it wasn't. So I guess my daughter and I aren't going out to eat this week. We'll be going out next Monday, not this Monday. See if we can get there. We'll probably have to discuss about what we're having on Thanksgiving, one of those days. I think we usually go with what we have every year, you know, as far as that goes. And then we'll see from there. Watching Nicola this morning before I left. I sure do like that Italian cross stitch, counted, of course. It sure is pretty. It goes like we'll call it 3 pages along lengthwise. I have never seen like a sampler like that. I mean, that it was anything that would have been doable for me. So let me just move you over and up a little bit. There we go. So I thought maybe around the 15th or so I would get that one. I don't know what I'm going to sew it on, but she said it's straight cross stitch, so you can stitch it on whatever fabric, you know, you want. I think Grandma's pooped. Holy cow, excuse me. See, I sit down and I stitch and it just, down for the count. But the thread's doing nice, I'll give it that much. Then I'll go find another, you know, what do you call it, symbol, and do those. Just doing one at a time because I don't have any color on my my printer. I usually do, but I don't know, for some reason I'm out, so I have to order those from Amazon, because 9 out of 10 times when my daughter and I go to Walmart, I can't ever find the color one. And then when the kids were staying home, it was even worse. You know, you had no black, because not everybody's gonna, what do you call it, print in color. So, yeah. Sorry, Molly. Hang on. Be right back, guys. Alright, I'm back. I had to get Molly in because whoever was out there was messing with whatever, and they finally went by and she had to bark, so sorry about that. She's been cooped up here in the house all day, and it's about 65-ish today. Oh, I can find my needle. So it's an awfully nice day, and usually she just sits out on the porch and doesn't make a fuss, but I don't know, I guess there was somebody out there working on that, whatever it was. I know they don't need to mow down any, you know, yards or anything. But back to the ink, so I'll have to get ink from Amazon. I think it's like $15, something like that. So it's not too expensive. And they usually have it here in a couple days, so that'll be fun. Oh, for pity's sake. Do that again. We're just going to get rid of that thread. Since it's seeming to be a little short, hold that thought. Oh God, this is a pain in the ass. Just an absolute pain in the ass. It's nice and soft material though, on the outside. Feels like a, I don't know, brushed corduroy, if you will. I mean, it's pretty heavy duty. So it's not too, you know, hard on your hands at all. Gotta separate my thread. I only separated one strand. Like I'm saying, I think it'd be better to have a partial than have, you know, a full coverage. This is pretty big. I mean, it's, let's see, it is approximately 17 inches. So what is that? 43. So 43 by 43 size. What do you call it? Centimeters. God, I couldn't even think what I wanted to say. Holy cow, what a day. But it'll be much easier to stitch on a partial, and sooner or later I'll have the learning curve down and can stitch better. I still want to take it apart, but not so much. It's all in there so nicely. I really hate to, but I don't know. Am I doing it wrong? Sorry, I had to get my needle back up there. And there's absolutely no instructions on this thing. On what to do afterwards, or, I mean, I'm just assuming that you just wash it, what do you call it? Like hand wash it. And get the dye out of this part. I don't think the dye is going to come off the other part, though. I don't know. I'd be pretty upset if it did. Oh my gosh. I missed a whole line. And I missed one down there, too. I have two of these to make. They're two different flowers. Like, when I ordered this, you get a choice of 4 different flowers. I don't know if they're flowers or, what do you call it? Like bamboo or something. I don't know. I can't remember what they actually were. But all on the same page, so you just picked one. And the other one has like red blossoms, if you will. So I don't know if that's a plum. I know it's not cherry blossom. And this one isn't either. This one is supposed to be a peony. I remember that part. Oh, come on. Really? I feel like I'm handicapped here. Just like, I don't dare not have a death grip on this over here. It's not like it's going to unroll like pling. I don't know. It's just strange. It's like stitching in a closet here. I always said I could stitch in a closet. I just didn't want to have to prove it. I used to stitch when we were living in the 35-foot fifth wheel, but sometimes I would get out my, what do you call it, my sewing machine, and most of the time, though, I was hand sewing everything together. Come on. Should have gotten one of those 14 count needles instead of an 11. It just seems huge. But we're getting it sewed. We're getting it sewed. So what's everybody working on? Did anybody have plans this weekend and go anywhere? Just always wonder what everybody else is doing. We certainly didn't take any field trips. We could have because it was so dang nice. But we had other things we had to do. And then my granddaughter was sick, so we couldn't go out anywhere. So nice and quiet out there. They finally stopped running that machine. Odd and bizarre piece of stitchery. I think 2 is definitely enough for me. I don't think I'll be purchasing any more pillowcases. I remember a long time ago they used to have blocks that you could, well, I don't know that they were cross stitch. They might have been both, you know, as far as that goes. Cross stitch or embroidery, and it came in a big block, and it was just on a white piece of material, and it was stamped on there, and you just did all the stitching, and then you sewed it into a pillow. Of course, they always had the, is it Borgello? Is that how you say that word? Somebody was doing, oh, it was Jan Hicks. Oh my God, I went like, nope. I would get so lost in that. No. But they used to have like needlepoint pillows you could make. You'd buy the kit and it'd just be the front. And then, you know, you put your own material to it. But I never did any of those. So this is my first experience to do a pillow. An actual pillow that's already made, and do cross stitching on it. But those, what do you call it, needlepoint and embroidered ones, they were always so pretty, and you could make up your own colors, you know, on those, what do you call them, on the ones that were stamped. And I loved looking at those Bargello ones. Oh my gosh, they were just absolutely stunning. But I could never wrap my head around all that, so I'm sure if I had somebody teaching me how to do it, gosh darn it, you know, it wouldn't have been a problem. Come on. Well, you can't get this thread too short, or you can't get it turned around to save your soul. Because by the time you get it flipped over to get rid of your thread, it comes undone. And sometimes if it just comes undone, I just tie a knot in it from the other side and then cut my pieces and parts. Oh crap. Definitely not with a thimble in your hand, because holy crap. Yeah, I'm not real excited about this. We'll see how much stress, and not stress, but what is a word? Oh my goodness. Agitation I can take, okay? But it'd be beautiful with all them flowers. Just absolutely beautiful. Okay, back into the hornet's nest we go here. I would like to try some of their embroidery sometime. Just straight embroidery. See how those kits, I mean, the only thing I have to go off of those is the kits we used to get in the 70s and part of the 80s. Oh shoot. Did you see that? Went up the same one. Christ. And trying to keep this freaking other thing out of the way is sometimes a bit much. Sorry, I know I'm out of frame, but I can't get the damn needle in there. Because this needle is not sharp. I know it's not really supposed to be, but it isn't. I'll show you what I got done here when I finished. I don't know if these pictures are actually based off of famous Chinese painters' pictures, or, you know, just what the story is of why it has a seal, because usually that's their signature seal for whoever designed it or made it or painted it first, that kind of thing. I have no idea. And for all I know, it could be Japanese or Korean or some other thing beyond China. Hopefully you're still in the picture here. Goodness gracious, get there. I probably should have crinkled this before I started it, but, you know, hey. It is what it is, so it's sewing. I wouldn't say it's as easy going as the Lady in the Lanterns or the Lady in the Blue Dress, because I really like those canvases. Because they don't stay stiff for more than 4 or 5 minutes, you know, after you get started. Because they're thinner Aida. I don't know. I don't know why they have to use such heavy-duty Aida. I'm sure that it's a there's different grades of Aida fabric. You know, like you get real soft for counted. And shoot, if this thing was soft enough, I'd put it in a hoop, but, you know, I don't see that happening either. Somebody with more knowledge than me. Come on. By the time I get a hold of it, it get my stupid thread stuck. I'm telling you, some days. So not much is going on this week that I know of. I'm not even real sure on what days, you know, I need to work yet because she has to change the whole schedule. So, not real clear. And I don't know how to open. Only her and this other, not the one that's out, but the other girl knows how to open. So, I'm sure they'll handle opening and closing, and we'll just have to see. My poor boss today had to work open to close. So, because there's only 3 of us to take care of this. Usually 4 of us. But her daughter can come and help. She can't close or open, but at least she can work the counter and stuff. I don't think she's ready to be turned loose, you know, I mean, as far as, we're just going to put that right. Oh, great. I feel like I've been wrestling a bear. It's a little warm. It'll be a great project for middle of February, January. I gotta get another needle here. There we go. And see, it's too short to put on the thread. Or thread back on the needle. Hello. I'm having dyslexic day. Not normally like this. There we go. I just tie it and then I cut it as short as I possibly can. And get rid of the excess. Well, it's getting there. And the black's doing its best to cover. There are some little white holes, but you know, you throw that on a couch and nobody is going to see that from a distance, so I'm not real worried. Alright guys, I think that's going to be it for today. Well, thank you for joining me for a sit and stitch and chat and have a cup of tea or coffee. I appreciate it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Please hit the bell, and that way you'll know when my next video comes out. Stay safe, stay healthy. We will see you tomorrow. God bless. Bye-bye. Keep stitching.